Dear viewers, may Allah inshallah bless us with His peace, mercy, forgiveness, blessings, and bestow upon us all His divine beauty. Let His grace and kindness shower us abundantly. In today's therapy session, it may seem unusual to say this, but my ultimate goal is to offer healing through this video. It is designed to bring healing, enlightenment, and information, as well as to raise awareness for everyone. Inshallah, you will find it beneficial. The content provided here possesses a therapeutic quality, enabling individuals to actively participate in self-therapy and find healing. I've been receiving a lot of emails and messages from all of you, and I wanted to express my gratitude. Many of you have mentioned how my videos have positively impacted you, expanded your knowledge on various subjects, and helped you find solutions to your problems. God bless you all for your kind words. I truly appreciate the wonderful feedback, and I am glad to be of assistance. May Allah help you reach those who are in need, inshallah. Kindly share and like my videos. Help spread the word so that a greater number of people can benefit from them. Some people help to publish these videos, and I am eternally grateful to them. Today, I want to share a comprehensive technique for self-healing and therapy that offers significant benefits and direct healing. Hopefully, you will find it incredibly useful. Let's begin with Yuzu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alameen. Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina wa Nabiyyina Muhammad. There is a hadith that states any endeavor started with Besmele, Hamdele, and Salavats yields positive results. Our beloved Master also taught that every prayer made in between two salavats, Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina wa Nabiyyina Muhammad, will be accepted. Now, let's work on an example here. Imagine you are feeling angry towards someone close to you, such as your spouse, child, parent, boss, or friend. This anger has resulted in a negative incident that has deeply affected you, causing a feeling of distress and trauma. Despite your attempts, you find it difficult to move past this anger and can't digest it or can't accept the outcome. You are hurt. Do you know what happens to your body in such situations? Unresolved emotions often manifest physically, resulting in headache and stomach pain, as well as symptoms like indigestion, belching, and itching. Additionally, some individuals experience body aches and pains, or an increased desire to overeat, high blood pressure, even diabetes. In other words, these unresolved emotions make themselves apparent in various ways throughout the body. As time passes, our feelings about the events may subside. However, since these emotions are repressed in our subconscious mind, when we encounter a similar situation, old emotions are immediately triggered and come to the surface. This can make us feel tense, unhappy, irritable, and agitated. In addition to anger and resentment, sadness increases with questions such as, why did I go through this? Why did this happen? Why did he do this to me? Why did he say that? When we ask negative questions, we get negative answers from our subconscious mind. But when we ask positive questions, we get positive answers from our subconscious mind. When we ask positive questions such as, what is the great thing about this problem? What do I need to learn from this? What do I need to solve this problem? Instead of, why did I go through this? Positive solutions will come from our subconscious mind. I will prepare and present detailed videos on this topic. I recommend watching each of the videos at least 2 or 3 times to internalize them, because our brain learns through repetition. Please write down an upsetting event that has affected you. We will then proceed with the EMDR technique, which stands for eye movement desensitization and reprocessing. During this practice, we will ask the client, you, to rate, on a scale of 0 to 10, how much this event has impacted you. This will give us an indication of your stress tolerance level. For instance, if you choose 10, it means that this event has affected you greatly. We will document your response. Additionally, we will inquire about how this event has shaped your perception of yourself. This will help us identify any negative beliefs you may hold about yourself. For example, you might express feelings of sadness, helplessness, unhappiness, pessimism, self-doubt, or inadequacy. It could be that you feel unloved, worthless, insignificant, or that you have made mistakes and struggle to trust others. In case you are uncertain, we have provided a long list of emotions that you can choose from. Our ultimate goal is to raise your awareness of these negative beliefs and work towards changing them on a subconscious level. We then ask about how the individual would prefer to describe themselves. For instance, they can express numerous encouraging thoughts such as, I am resilient, I can conquer any challenge, I can achieve success, I have faith in my decisions and myself, I love and accept who I am. Alternatively, they may choose to articulate their thoughts directly by stating, I aspire to be like this in this particular circumstance, and we record their response. They have the option to choose from a provided list or use their own affirmations. Another question we have is the extent to which you believe in the power of positive thinking. For instance, phrases like, I can succeed, I am strong, or I can succeed because I am strong. On a scale of 1 to 7, how many points would you assign to your level of belief in these statements? This measurement will assist us in assessing your self-confidence and potential for improvement through therapy. Our ultimate objective is to eliminate any lingering negative emotions and boost your coping abilities in handling challenging experiences, with the aim of achieving a perfect score of 7. Regardless of your initial rating, our goal is to raise it to the highest level. Additionally, we will document and identify the emotions triggered by these events, such as anger, rage, sadness, anxiety, fear, or hatred, and make note of them. And then we ask the question, where in your body did you feel these emotions? And we record this as a sensation. In your brain, in your body, for example, in your stomach, in your heart, in your arms, in your legs, where did you feel it? Yes, once we've noted the sensation, we guide the client to sit by positioning a chair in the center and instructing them to sit down, for instance. While previously we operated with devices in person within our private practices, the coronavirus situation has necessitated a shift to working online. Imagine you're at home, seated comfortably in your armchair, which you've positioned to face the wall directly in front of you. You will focus on the 2 corners at the top of the wall. Your eyes will constantly move over these 2 corners. The head will be still, only the eye will be moving. For example, I have a wall in front of me right now. The eye will start doing the movements. What you're going to do next is you will recall the event, visualizing it as if it were occurring in the present. You will reenact that event that you experienced in front of your eyes, and you will enter into that emotional state. It's important to remember that if an event is extremely painful, it should be managed under the care of a specialist to control the symptoms and prevent any complications. If it's a persistent emotional state that you wish to eliminate from your subconscious, and it's troubling you, you can address it on your own. I am explaining this in detail so that you can provide yourself with the benefits of therapy at your own pace and space, and alleviate symptoms of depression, and release yourself from traumatic events. Let's do the eye movements together. We have started eye movements together. Acupuncture is closely linked to chakra centers, energy channels, and meridian lines, which are vital areas of focus. Having undergone extensive training in ear and body acupuncture, as well as Far Eastern medicine, I am well versed in these centers' locations. Particularly significant are the sites of the crown and throat chakras. I intend to guide you through these areas and demonstrate how various techniques can be integrated into a focused therapy. Acupuncture points hold great significance in the 5,000-year history of Chinese medicine. Parallel to this, the emotional freedom technique, EFT, has long utilized these points for therapeutic purposes. In my EMDR therapy sessions, I incorporate eye movements along with EFT acupuncture points and neuro-linguistic programming, NLP, when required. Additionally, I incorporate Ho'oponopono, Previously, I have created videos on this topic. Specifically, I have made 3 videos focusing on Ho'oponopono, addressing its philosophical foundations, practical implications, and impact on human relationships. These videos have witnessed numerous individuals expressing their emotions and finding solace, which is evident from the countless emails I've received. Through this therapy, my aim is to provide you with the utmost benefit by integrating these approaches. One of my most popular videos on my channel happens to be the one on Ho'oponopono. Prior to the coronavirus pandemic, my sessions would commence with ear acupuncture, targeting all the essential psychological and psychotropic points. However, now that we are operating online, our focus has shifted to trauma resolution work, conducting sessions remotely. However, I recommend that you seek 3 to 4 external sessions, depending on your symptoms. I used to apply EMDR through a device before pandemic. I was working with bilateral sound stimuli coming equally to the ears and visually with lights in red, blue, green colors flowing in front of the client. I was changing the colors of the lights according to the flow of the therapy, and I was applying it by giving vibrations to the hands. Now, when I work with my client online, I make them do it all together with eye movements, crown chakra, and throat chakra tappings, so that both eyes and hands receive the stimulus. Therefore, all chakra centers are activated, and we reach and solve the trauma more quickly. These bilateral stimulations to the body remove the emotion from the body. First, I start the eye movements horizontally, and between the 2 points, the head will be fixed and the eye will be moving. We start from the 2 points at the top, right to left. Symptoms start to increase rapidly in the course of the event because when you are moving your eyes, your brain searching for all the events relating to this trauma. Yes, this is the reason behind the eye movements. The person describes the event, cries, sheds tears. The symptoms start to increase continuously. The emotion rises, anger or fear. If it keeps rising, I change the direction of the gaze in EMDR so that the brain doesn't get stuck there. Many techniques actually develop an inherent intuition after being applied thousands of times in therapy based on necessity. This is how I contribute to the expansion of the theory. After spending almost 3 decades in this industry, the essential abilities and knowledge start to develop organically through the accumulation of experience. And what actions do I take with this gaze at this point? I instruct the client to gaze up and down repeatedly. My intention is for them to repeatedly look up and down, focusing on a specific corner of a wall. This eye movement is followed by tapping. The tapping and the change in eye movement continue, resulting in a decrease in the speed of the symptoms. The individual keeps looking up and down on that particular wall while maintaining the tapping. To summarize, we initially began with horizontal eye movement. We initiated this with bilateral tapping. Then we continued with bilateral eye movement. What did we do next? We introduced vertical eye movement, encouraging the individual to continuously look up and down, repetitively engaging in this motion. The emotion travels through the neurons, reaching its zenith within our brains, and persistently remains there. Consequently, it begins to decline in synchronization with the individual's gaze. By employing this method, we bring every negative emotion to an optimal level. We gradually allow it to diminish step by step until it dissipates completely. Where else might we continue tapping? Can we modify the tapping pathway while in this emotional state during the trauma? We conduct this tapping on the knees. The bilateral tapping on the knees persists. You can perform them like this and also like that, placing your hands on the knees. This time, with eye movements, you can start with a right diagonal motion. In other words, direct your gaze towards the corner of the wall that lies in the upper right diagonal direction. Subsequently, maintain the tapping in the same manner. This is how you should approach it. Emotions go on. Emotions are continuous. We go from one emotion to another in the course of the event. Anger ends, and then sadness appears. Anger, hatred, disappointment, sadness, one by one. As you continue the tapping, then you start moving your eyes, doing a left cross. Your gaze becomes a left cross. You continue the left cross. So the gaze is always in different directions, and the tapping can also change. The gaze can even take the form of circular motions, scanning our brain to locate and release any negative memories stored within. During this process of emotional release, tears may flow, or the person may feel a sense of heaviness in their chest, their face reddens, or other physical manifestations of emotions present themselves. It signifies the release of sadness, anger, resentment, or fear that has been stored within. This serves as a means to expel the built-up toxicity accumulated in the body, providing relaxation to the brain. Gradually, the person's mood begins to decline from a level of 10 to 8, 5, 3, 2, 1, until reaching 0. The individual experiences profound relaxation as a result. Sometimes, when resolving a trauma, it can unveil additional traumas interlinked with it. We then delve into addressing these new emotions and discharge them using the same method. It feels as if we are drilling into the brain, emptying out all intellectual, emotional, and visual channels one by one. We meticulously work through each event, addressing and releasing any memories that have been embedded in our minds since childhood, memories that have left a negative impact and caused emotional trauma. At times, old and long-suppressed emotions resurface, revealing themselves in our limbs, stomach, or even our head. It brings about discomfort, as if those negative symptoms have returned. For instance, the person may experience burping as a physical response to the release of these stored emotions. People who have a lot of control impulse, who try to control everything, have a lot of indigestive feelings related to the stomach. Belching, burning, heartburn. For example, I had a client who burped for minutes during trauma analysis when the emotions started to unravel. So this client had been on stomach pills for years. She went to many gastrologists, but the body does not heal when the emotion is not released. What do the medications do? They relieve the symptom a little bit, but basically they don't cure the disease. The increase and multiplication of symptoms during the practice are signs of healing. In other words, there is a change, there is a movement, there is an improvement, which means it is discharging. For example, I had clients who suffered from insomnia for years and were put to sleep in sleep laboratories with heavy psychiatric drugs, and their brains were monitored, but despite this, they could not sleep for more than 2 hours. The psychiatrist would say, "The dose I gave you would knock down an elephant. What kind of a brain do you have that doesn't sleep? There is nothing I can do." I had such a client. As we solved all the traumas in her brain from the first session without using any medicines, her sleep time started to increase. And when it increased to 5 or 6 hours, she started to say, "God bless you, my old sleep came back, thank God." During the treatment, I also utilized ear and body acupuncture before the global pandemic emerged. By stimulating the sleep centers in her body, including those in the ear, head, wrists, and feet, I successfully addressed her trauma. While I was continuing the treatment of this person, this lady had slight pauses. I asked her if there was anything you were hiding or not telling me. Not that I was not hiding. "Ms. Melek," she said, "I have another problem that I don't know how to explain." I said, "What is it?" "My daughter," she said, "they wanted to have children for years, but they couldn't. She said they tried IVF 3 times. They come and go to Istanbul on the plane. A lot of expenses, a lot of needles, a lot of money is spent. But IVF doesn't work. There is no baby. Money spent is not important." Her psychology deteriorated. But they tried very hard. She said that I am very sad about this situation of my daughter. I directly asked the lady this question. I said, "Does your daughter have fears?" She said, "Yes, she has a lot of fears." She said she can't stay home alone. She said she even wakes her husband up at night to go to the toilet. She said she is really afraid of the dark and loneliness. If her husband goes out of town for work, she comes to me. Her father sleeps in the spare room and we sleep together. She said she could never sleep alone. I said, "Stop worrying and tell your daughter to come to the therapy. Let's solve her fears and depression." I said, hopefully she will get pregnant without even needing IVF. She said, do you really think so? Yes, I said, really? God willing, she can get pregnant without IVF. Indeed, her daughter eventually arrived. We were able to address and resolve all of her fears, depression, and problems. Amazingly, she conceived naturally without the assistance of IVF. She ended up having 2 consecutive pregnancies and even attended my daughter's wedding with her babies. The joy and happiness we felt were overwhelming. It made us appreciate the flawless system that God has created. The human body possesses an electrochemical makeup, functioning like a well-equipped laboratory with intricate mechanisms. Through some scientific interventions, we merely activate this system, nothing more. Incorporating various therapies in an interconnected manner yields greater success. In essence, it allows us to achieve multiple goals with a single approach. Hypnosis proves to be an effective tool in facilitating psychological healing once all negative emotions have been released. Following the discharge of negativity, we transition to the phase of nurturing positivity. For instance, when employing EMDR, we prompt individuals to revisit a past memory that evokes positive, empowering, and joyful emotions. Throughout this process, eye movements are maintained in a horizontal direction, while tactile stimulations, such as tapping, persist. The tapping technique can be adapted accordingly to suit the individual's needs and situation. In efforts to foster self-love, acceptance, and positive emotional states, we modify the tapping motion, incorporating a butterfly hug. We gracefully cross our arms over our chest and gently tap our shoulder blades. This rhythmic tapping amplifies the reinforcement of positive memories. Simultaneously, eye movements remain an integral part of the therapy. We have discovered that by employing these strategies together, significantly better outcomes can be achieved. We use the butterfly movement a lot to resolve children's traumas. For example, by telling a fairy tale to children with these gentle tapping, we can help the child to release any negative emotions they have experienced that day and relax. Then the child falls asleep more peacefully, sleeps soundly, sleeps deeply. Their sleep is not interrupted. They do not have bad dreams. They do not experience fear. During the session, I make my client find 2 positive, strong, happy moments in her life, 2 important moments in every session. In treating severe depression, it can be challenging to find positive moments, but they are present. Buried deep within the subconscious, these positive memories are often overshadowed by negative ones during intense depressive episodes. However, through treatment, as negative memories are addressed and diminished, positive memories begin to surface. Techniques like eye movement therapy can aid in accessing these buried positives. Over time, as the mind clears of negativity, positive memories become more accessible, making it easier to recall happier times. It would be good to think and write these moments before starting the therapy. Now that we have located the memory, let's display it on a large screen. The image should be crystal clear, massive, and vibrant. It's time to immerse ourselves in the picture and truly experience it. Feel the joy, happiness, and self-confidence that the event brings. Allow these sensations to settle into every part of your mind, body, heart, memory, and subconscious, and live the moment fully. Take this memory and carry it with you into the future. Now, let us talk to our subconscious. Declare, for instance, with my wife, I will exude positivity, joy, strength, and happiness. Apply this to various relationships, be it with your children, parents, boss, or friends, whoever we want to work on. Now, let's imagine another memory, projected onto the screen, ensuring its clarity, enormity, and brilliance. Enter the scene, living and feeling every moment intensely. Intensify the emotions linked to this memory and hold on to them as you progress into the future. Next, take both positive memories and present them side by side. As you recite the positive affirmation, imagine placing them into these pictures. Say it silently from deep within. Repeat the affirmations 2 by 2, allowing them to occupy both frames. For instance, I am strong. I am strong. Pay special attention to the tone of your voice here, making sure it conveys unwavering assurance. By delivering assertive statements, they solidify more effectively in your subconscious. I am strong. I am strong. I can overcome. I can overcome. I trust myself and my judgment. I trust myself and my decision. I can succeed. I can succeed. And so on. Continuously add positive affirmations, one after another. Once the affirmations are placed, we assess whether the level of belief in these statements has reached 7. If not, we inquire with the client about what they may need to elevate it to that desired level. Then the individual expresses the desire for more self-confidence. In response, I promptly inquire if they recall another occasion when they felt confident and accomplished. It doesn't have to be a monumental achievement. Even small victories can bring joy to some individuals. Therefore, I encourage them to search for another uplifting memory. As an illustration, during our exchange, I observe their eyes scanning their thoughts, eventually finding and acknowledging the moment in question. I then reintroduce this memory into their thought process, instilling positive affirmations and elevating its significance to a rating of 7. Once again, I emphasize the importance of monitoring their thoughts and fostering a positive thinking ability. By focusing our efforts on replacing negative aspects with positive ones, we enable personal growth. I urge them to continuously develop these capacities in a positive direction, creating a world that is optimistic and productive. However, I point out that they also possess the option to exist in a life filled solely with negativity, characterized by suspicion, judgment, gossip, selfishness, and arrogance. Ultimately, the choice is theirs. Nevertheless, should they choose the latter, I ensure to highlight the ensuing negative consequences and potential ill health. Henceforth, I encourage them to embrace their given life in alignment with Allah's will, cultivating peace and positivity. Having increased the coping with the emotions level to 7, we will then proceed to complete the therapy. The therapy will culminate with a purification session. This resembles hypnosis. I plan to release hypnosis videos shortly, and you can do that as well. I suggest undergoing hypnosis once in the morning and once in the evening. Sleeping with positive thoughts will lead to waking up with positive thoughts. Now, I tell my client to close their eyes and visualize the concepts as I describe them. There is a white healing energy flowing from God Almighty, from the Quran, from the side of our Prophet. See, think and feel that energy flowing very strongly. It is flowing into your crown chakra, and it is flowing like a cascade. And it washes away all the negative thoughts and emotions, all the negativity in your brain to be discharged. Here, for example, you can both visualize it and say, Ferdun Hayun Gayyumun Hakemun Adlun Guddus. Yerzegune Ferihine Bime Etehum. Selamun Gavlem Min Rabbi Rahim Lillezine Emenu Hude Vesife. You continue to feel the flow and to be healed by reciting this healing verse. Let it flow, 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 flow. See, think, and feel that healing energy flowing cleanses your third eye chakra. The point corresponding to the center of this forehead, the third eye point, by drawing 2 eyes with a line and forming the base of the triangle on our forehead. See, think, and feel this third eye chakra being cleansed. The flowing healing cascade is cleansing your third eye. You say, God, I promise to look at everything more positively, more powerfully from now on. And then cascade started to clear the throat chakra. Healing energy is flowing strongly. You are releasing all the negativity that you have accumulated inside you, and you say, I love and approve of myself. And the healing continues to flow into the cascade, and this time it cleanses your heart chakra. You let all the negative emotions in your heart, sadness, anger, anxiety, fear, doubt, unjustified fear, hatred, you let it all washed away. Let it flow, 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 flow. While it is flowing, at the same time, let all the negativity, whatever negativity you feel in your heart, such as hypocrisy, frivolity, pride, arrogance, envy, slander, suspicion, malice, judgment, all kinds of negativity, let it all flow away. Think about it, feel it, and let it all drain out of your heart. Flow out, wash, cleanse, clean, go away. Here, for example, while the heart is being cleansed, you can recite the verse of Tawbah from within. The tongue can work while the mind blocks. Astaghfirullah, Astaghfirullah, Astaghfirullah al-Azim al-Kareem, الذي لا إله إلا هو الحي القيوم وأتوب إليه أن نسأله التوبة والمغفرة والهداية لنا إنه هو التواب الرحيم. توبة عبد ظالم لنفسه لا يملك لنفسه موتا وحياة ونشورا. توبة يا ربي، توبة يا ربي، توبة يا ربي. I ask for forgiveness for all the sins, mistakes, and violations I have committed with my body, feet, hands, mouth, and lips, whether they were conscious or unconscious. I deeply regret for my sins. I repent and make a firm resolution not to repeat them. For the sake of your sacred names, Ya Qudus, Ya Afuf, please forgive me, my God. Keep visualizing continuous flow. You may feel a sensation of electrification or tingling on your body. Focus on this feeling. It may start your upper body. Imagine it moving down to your feet and leaving your body like black clouds. Send all these feelings to the name of Allah, Ya Vedud. We release all negativity with the intention that my Lord will transform all negative into positive. As these negative emotions depart, I acknowledge them, saying, You have brought me awareness, and for that I am grateful and love you. However, I have overused you, and for that I seek forgiveness. Please forgive me, I am very sorry. Henceforth I place my boundless trust in the Lord, depend on Him, and anticipate all from Him. God is with me, and I feel the love of God. So you have emptied the negative. You need to place a positive emotion in that empty space. What should that feeling be? Hasbunallahu wa ni'mal wakil, meaning you can only expect all goodness and healing from Allah. I put La hawla wa la quwwata illa billahil aliyil azim. I have now transformed these negative emotions into positive. Here we are completely cleansing and transforming ourselves with the healing and help from our Lord. Now take a deep breath, hold it for 20 seconds, then release it. When you open your eyes, you feel completely relaxed. Observe what we have achieved here. It is neither this energy nor that. We have cleansed and purified ourselves solely with the divine energy of Allah and His Messenger, bestowed by Allah. If our healing practices do not align with the teachings of the Quran and Sunnah, we cannot expect complete positive results due to the presence of mixed energies. We draw pure and clean energy directly from its source for use. In doing so, we become cleansed and purified. By aligning our thought frequencies with the positive energies of Allah and His Messenger, through full concentration and adaptation, we achieve energetic harmony. Consequently, we receive direct healing, insha'Allah, by transcending the physical form of matter and the world, and by energetically elevating our frequency, we can achieve instant unity with Allah and His Messenger, integrating directly and immediately. For example, salawat to the Messenger of Allah is also a great healing at this time. Salawat is the strongest of healing. Our Master teaches that I will know the name and parents of the person who offers me salawat. This is why we initiated the therapy with Yuzu Besmele, Hamdallah, and Salawat. The hadith states that for each salutation recited, Allah records 10 good deeds, expunges 10 sins, and elevates one's status by 10 degrees. It is said that if someone recites 10 salutations in the morning and 10 in the evening, they will receive my intercession on the Day of Judgment. Indeed, nothing can occur without our Master. According to my Master Bediüzzaman Said Nursi, the door to Allah Almighty's mercy is guarded by the most precious diamond, Prophet Muhammad SAW. The first key to unlocking this door is the phrase Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. The second key, which is the easiest, is reciting salawat. It is mentioned in another hadith that prayers made between 2 salawat are accepted by Allah. In these therapy sessions, our clients reflect on their entire life journey. They become aware of their past mistakes and determine what actions they should take or avoid in the future. They realign their life accordingly, With the help from Allah, they experience a beautiful healing that is in accordance with the teachings of the Holy Book and the traditions of my Lord. As their disturbances and negative emotions dissipate, they are able to embark on the righteous path of Allah with exemplary character, following the Sunnah of our Master. They strive to be virtuous servants and aspire to be responsible spouses, mothers, fathers, and parents by the will of Allah. Dear viewers, today I wanted to guide you on how to conduct a therapy session on your own. By combining various techniques, you can effectively address and resolve your personal challenges. It is important to prioritize your well-being. Wishing you a pleasant and rewarding day ahead. Take care of yourself.